3 U.S. officials tell NBC News that the Taliban has killed the ISIS mastermind behind the Kabul airport bombing that killed 13 U.S. service members and more than 150 Afghans during the U.S. withdrawal there. The U.S. military was apparently not involved in this operation, according to those officials. NBC's Andrea Mitchell is tracking this, along with our colleague Courtney Cuby, who covers the Pentagon. Tell us more, Andrea. What do we know?
Well, what we know is that they are now officially notifying the families of the 13 troops who died in that horrific terror plot right at the gate there at the airport after that horribly confusing and chaotic evacuation from Afghanistan. They're notifying the families. They say that they were not involved, the U.S. was not involved, that this was the Taliban in Afghanistan killing a rival group, a rival terror group, the ISIS group. And the fact is that this was supposedly the mastermind. We don't have the name of this alleged terrorist who was killed, apparently, according to the Pentagon right now, which is citing their information that they're getting from the Taliban, which, Hallie, this only reinforces the fact that the U.S. is not in Afghanistan and that they are, that their counterterrorist strategy now depends on one bad group killing another bad group. We're relying on the Taliban, these, acknowledged terrorist leaders of Afghanistan who've taken over the government, killing a rival faction, the ISIS faction. Also, earlier this week, as you know, the documents that had been leaked, allegedly by Jack Teixeira, included a document that the Washington Post published saying that they had a document that had been, the authenticity had been confirmed by the Pentagon, indicating that ISIS was becoming an increasing threat in Afghanistan, including with aspirations to hit the West, including the United States.
What does this say, Andrea? Back when the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan, there was some discussion that the capabilities that we had in the region would not be diminished because of the possibility, the ability to do, they called them, over the horizon kinds of things. How does this fit into that bigger picture of what the U.S.'s capabilities are in the region here?
Well, I think it completely undermines that claim that you so correctly point out of, oh, well, we're not going to lose the intelligence, we're not going to lose the ability to do over-the-horizon hits. We didn't do this, they say. The Taliban did. We didn't know it when it happened. We didn't confirm it until 3 days later. So what original intelligence do we have from over the horizon, other than what the Taliban is telling us, and how do we trust that? But they apparently do trust it. They've at least confirmed it well enough to be informing the families who were already angry at some statements made by Lloyd Austin and others at the Pentagon this past week, telling Congress that they were proud of the withdrawal, not meaning, of course, this horrible loss, the worst that this administration has experienced, with 13 troops dying in Afghanistan after the chaotic withdrawal, but proud of the fact that the president did achieve his goal of ending a 20-year war and getting all U.S. troops out.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.